From Team Perfect Curve here, and you guys have been asking a lot for arena videos and how to get better at arena and everything, and I consistent pretty much like 8 or 9 wins in arena, so I figure I could help out a lot, and I kind of just want to share my knowledge with you guys. This will help out the free-to-play players by building up a lot of gold and being able to buy the cards, while also helping the more experienced veteran players out by just teaching some basic concepts of the game. So we're just going to kind of get right into it. It's Druid, Priest, and Warlock are our choices. You want a class with good class cards and hero power. So, like, not combo based or anything. So, I mean, all these are pretty much equal. I think Priest is probably a little worse than the other two choices. So it's kind of a toss up between Druid and Warlock, and I really want you guys to pick whichever one you're more comfortable with. Personally, I'm more comfortable with Warlock, so I will choose it. But I don't think it's any, like, much better than Druid, if better at all. Okay, so our first choice, let me get this out of the way for you guys. I'll put it right there. Okay, so we have Knife Juggler, Dragon Egg, and Sledge Belcher. Okay, so you kind of just want to judge the value of each card. Like use a tier list if you have to, if you're not like really too familiar with the arena runs. There's plenty of tier lists out there. You know, you could literally just go on Google and type in Warlock Arena tier list and it'll come up. But, you know, like judging off these choices, I want to go with Knife Juggler, and let me tell you why. When I play Warlock, I want to have a curve that has a lot of 2-drops and it kind of like goes downward. Like, it starts at 2 and it just kind of goes down. While, you know, some other decks I want to play more mid-rangey, like, I want the 4 to be the most, so, like, from 4 it kind of, like, goes down like that, so you want, like, a bell curve, or, like, just, like, a slope kind of curve. And, as Warlock, I do want to have, like, a slope kind of curve, so I want to make sure that I get good 2-drops in there. There will be plenty of 5 and 4-drops later on down the road that I could choose, so I'm just going to go ahead and choose Knife Juggler. Okay, right here, Sack Pack is pretty much useless, so it's, like, between Cogmaster and Flame Imp, right? And then, you know, when you judge those two cards, Flame Imp is always a 3-2, while Cogmaster is potentially a 3-2, depending on what I choose. So I think the choice right here is pretty obvious that I choose Flame Imp, because, you know, I might not get max at all, or I might not draw my max. And then the 3 damage to my hero isn't too big of a deal. Like, if you lose the board in arena, sure, but no one's going to try and outburn you or, like, just, like, do a lot of face damage to kill you. It's not really too much of a thing in arena, so I'm going to choose the Flame Imp. Okay, right here. Spiteful Smith I don't think is very good, so that's what I kind of do. I kind of like eliminate one of the cards and then try and like choose between the other 2 if I can, and that's just a really good way. So you kind of just want to go for the most value, right? And like I said, it's going to be like a slope curve, so I'm going to have a lot of low drops that are like just going to like lead to a better late game. And I think Volcanic Drake is probably better than Clockwork Gnome here, because I might have a lot of low drops, so I could trade him into bigger guys and then drop Volcanic Drake for really cheap. So I'm going to go with Volcanic Drake. Okay, Alkali Pain is alright, but the nature of our hero power, Warlock, we have plenty of card draw, so I don't really think Alkali fits too well in this deck, where maybe other decks it would be. And the middle card, Nagamarian Infantry, just not a good card at all. Like, I think it's really, really bad. Void Caller, on the other hand, is one of the best cards that Warlock can get. Like, this and Imp Gang Boss maybe are, like, 2 of the best commons you kind of want to go for. It's just a huge tempo shift. It's just, like, a better shredder in a sense. So you definitely want to go Void Caller here. Yeah, right here, like I said, I'm going for a lower curve deck, so I don't think Stormwind Knight's really going to help me out too much, and I don't like the card Blood Imp at all. I don't think it has a lot of value, so I'm just going to go ahead and choose Void Walker here. Okay, right here, you know, see, a lot of players would probably think, like, maybe Blackwing Corruptor is the best one. And, you know, it's kind of like, Ship's Cannon's alright too. You know, it's a 2-drop 2/3, so it is kind of a toss-up for me. And I do already have a Dragon, so I think just the Dragon kind of puts it on Blackwing Corruptor's favor. But, you know, the Ship's Cannon is definitely something to consider. You do need 2-drops in this deck. See, like right here, Dread Inferno is really nice, and it has synergy with my Void Caller, but I do want 2-drops to maintain my slope curve. So far, it's okay, but I just want a 2-drop. I think Mech Warper is better than Armini. I don't have any synergy with Nuberian Egg if I chose it. Like, maybe I could Corruptor it. So that's not really all that great. Defender of Argus, I mean, that's a really good choice here, but so is Matter Bomber. But RNG does hate me, and I'm a big fan of Defender of Argus, so I think I want to go with Argus here. Okay. So I'm faced with some good options here. PO or Draconite Crusher. PO is really good because it helps create a good mana debt, which is something that you really want to do in Arena. But Draconite Crusher is a really good card in general, just has a lot of value, just for its drop. And it's a dragon, which will help me out with my Blackland Corruptor. Again, I said I was going for the slope curve, but the way this draft is turning out, I may have to do it toward a mid-range deck. See, this one's really tough. It's definitely a toss-up, but I definitely think that PO is better, because if I can maintain my slope curve, then I will definitely do so. Okay, Grimscale Oracle I think is the worst card in Arena, so I'm not going to choose that one, especially because I have no other Murlocs. Wisp, probably the second worst card in Arena, so I don't think I want to choose that one. And Alkali Pain definitely goes against my entire strategy, but it's not the worst two cards in Arena, so we're going to go with Alkali. Okay, Frostwolf Grunt, let me talk about this card a little bit. While you might think it's good, it's a 2-drop 2/2. That's probably the worst stats you can possibly get for a 2-drop 2/2. The only 2-drop 2/2 I would consider getting is Mad Scientist, if I have a better choice. The 2-drop 2/2s, not only do they not go into other 3-drops, but they get destroyed by a 1-drop, and they might not even meet a 2-drop. So there's no point to take a 2-drop with stats of 2/2. Drain Life, it's okay. It's a 3-cost that deals 2 damage, not really the best card in the world. So I'd rather have a 5-cost that deals 2 damage and puts a body on board. So I'm going to go ahead and go with Stormpike Commando. See right here, faced with some 4-drops and a 1-drop, but I want to maintain my low curve. So I'm going to go ahead and go with the 1-drop. The 1-drop is fine. It trades into 2-drops well. So don't underestimate the value of a 1-drop, really. I mean, because if I could turn one Flame Imp coin and then play the Murloc Raider, that's completely fine with me. Like, I get a good board presence and everything. And then right here, you know, it's kind of a toss-up for me between Floating Watcher and Raging Worgen. It's only a toss-up because Floating Watcher is really good, and I do need a 3-drop really bad. But I also do need a Void Caller target. So both of these choices are fine, but I think Raging Worgen is better because it fills my curve. PO will help me create a good mana debt, and I don't want late game cards, so I'm going to go ahead and choose it. Again, I do need a 3-drop, but Soulfire would be good in terms of removal. But the removal, I don't think I could value as highly because it's 4 damage removal while I have to discard a card as well. And PO kind of gives me the 4 damage and the lose a card effect already, so I'm going to go ahead and fill my curve and do the 3-drop. Okay, Bloodsail Raider I think is correct here because it is a 2-drop. Clockwork Gnome and Stormwind Knight, they just, like, I say that the 1-drops are fine, like to choose the Murloc Raider, but I only chose the Murloc Raider because I wasn't presented with a 2-drop. So I'm going to go ahead and choose the 2-drop, that has 2/3 stats. Okay, right here, Flame Imp is fine, it helps create a good mana debt. Direwolf I can't choose because it's a 2/2. And then Demon Fire is a 2-cost that deals 2, which I don't really like too much because I could just trade my 1-drop and play a better 2-drop minion instead of just playing my 1-drop minion and then playing Demon Fire to kill their guy potentially. Okay, right here, Angry Chicken I'm pretty sure is the worst rare in Arena. And then I think probably the second. So it's between Bomb Lobber and Gnomish Experimenter, but Gnomish Experimenter isn't good at all. Not only that, but I think Bomb Lobber is actually one of the best rares in Arena. It's definitely my favorite card, so I'm a little bit biased. Okay, Mech Yeti, Void Caller, and Shadow Bolt. This one's a little bit interesting because a lot of you guys are probably thinking, oh, choose the Yeti. You know, Yeti, it's just a standard like poster child for Arena because like just the 4-drop 4/3 stats, right? But you know, if I choose Void Caller, then it gives me, in a sense, Void Caller synergy, and Void Caller is one of the best commons you can choose as a Warlock, and it gives you an unfair edge, so I want to choose the Void Caller. Okay, Blackwing Technician looks very tempting, and I think I'm going to choose it. I have, how many dragons? 1. I only have 1 dragon, but Shadow Bolt is not a good card, and neither is Demon Fire. I mean, Demon Fire is okay, but it's kind of tough. But I think Blackwing Technician is just better. It fills my curve. Okay, right here I want to get 2-drop. Succubus and Loot Hoarder are not good 2-drops. Corruption's not a good card either, so it's just kind of me valuing Succubus versus Loot Hoarder. And again, the nature of Warlock's Hero Power kind of gives me draws already. So I'm kind of like not thinking too much about that effect of Loot Hoarder. So I'm going to kind of have to lean more towards Succubus in this sense. Right here, I can't get another 5-drop. I don't want too many late game cards because, you know, I'm playing a very low curve deck, so I want to keep it that way. And I think Dancing Sword is just better than the Mage. Okay, right here, Explosive Sheep and Sagpack are just not good choices in my deck due to the style of my deck, so Blurry Rock Chalk isn't my only option, and it's not a bad one either, I don't think. Okay, see right here, Super Moon Guardian is not a terrible 4-drop, Dark Bomb's good, and Dread Infernal is fine for a 6-drop, but do I want a 6-drop? That's the question. So it's kind of torn between Dark Bomb and Dread Infernal, but the fact that I have 2 Void Caller, I have to choose Dread Infernal. Okay, Bloodfin Raptor, really good 2-drop, love this card. Okay, right here I'm going to go for Armini. And the reason I didn't choose Stormwind Champion is because I already have a good enough late game for the style of deck that I have. Because I have what, Volcanic Drake, I have like the Volcanic Drake and the Demon, the 6/6 Demon, I don't remember its name right now. So I think I have a fine late game, and Stormwind Champion just doesn't fit this deck at all. Because it's a low curve deck, you know, I'm really emphasizing that, like, you want to choose a game plan and kind of go with it, you know? Like, there was a point where in this draft where I could have switched it, but I didn't want to because I'm a Warlock. I mean, if it came to it, I would have. So, you know, once you have it established, you really want to stick with that game plan and just kind of maintain that through the whole arena, and that could really be the difference. Like, if I just tried to switch now, it wouldn't work. So, like, if I just try to switch now, it might be the difference between, you know, like an 8-win run or a 3-win run, you know? So, like, you just kind of want to just maintain your original game plan. And right here, I have plenty of 1-drops, so I don't want to choose Voodoo Doctor. And then, like, Dancing Swords is 3-drop 4/4, which I like a lot, so I'm going to go ahead and choose it. And Flying Machine is pretty much unplayable. Alright, right here is very, very obvious, right? Like, I could just go Doomguard, I have 2 Void Caller. And this is why I chose Doomguard over the Yeti, because now not only do I have Doomguard, but I also have the 6/6 Demon, so it really gives me a very unfair edge. So that was a really good pickup for the last card. So this is the deck. I mean, it looks pretty good to me. I think I'm probably going to get at least 7 wins with this. And, you know, I'll do the video and kind of walk you guys through that as I go. But that'll be for another video, another day. So thank you guys for watching. Make sure to comment, rate, subscribe. And Perfect Curve is now offering coaching. So if you're interested in that at all, go ahead and head over to our Facebook or Twitter or something and let us know, inbox us. And, yeah, just remember, guys, perfect is not impossible.